Does a craftsman use cheap tools? No, because cheap tools make his life harder, and he wants his tools to make his life easier. Your keyboard probably looks like this, the cheapest piece of plastic your boss can buy. As computers become a larger part of our lives and our work, it just seems impossible that the design of these things is so stagnant. It's based on a design that's over 100 years old. This is one of the main devices that you use to talk to your computer for work or for play. And this keyboard is your interface with that magic box that helps you get things done. It truly bothers me that this hunk of plastic is such a huge part of people's lives. I mean, we sit in front of it all day for weeks, months, or years, and it's a poorly designed piece of junk. So what should you do? Let's start here with an inexpensive keyboard that has some respect for itself. This is a Dell AT101W and can be found used on eBay for between 10 and 30 bucks. It's big, it's loud, and it gets the job done. The switches are also designed to be tactile, which means that when your finger presses the key down enough that it sends the letter to the computer, you can feel it. You don't have to press it all the way down. This may seem like a small thing, but subconsciously, your brain picks up on this and lets your fingers move faster. There's more certainty that you hit the key, and this gives you more speed to move on to the next key. This is why many who switch to mechanical keyboards report faster typing speeds. The sound is actually something that gives a little bit of satisfaction. It's pleasing to our senses, and it makes us more focused. You ever had a pen that you really like to write with? This is why a lot of writers use different keyboards when they're working, or even a typewriter. The sound and the feel of the switches put you in a working mood. Newer mechanical keyboards are programmable, and that means you have options for your layout. QWERTY, this layout of letters, is old and really not efficient for the English language. I mean, how many times do you hit semicolon and it's just sitting there right under your pinky? Prime real estate. Something like Dvorak is faster and easier on your hands because there's less twisting and reaching. Incidentally, QWERTY is not designed to slow you down, but this horizontal stagger, where the keys are not straight up and down, is actually because the typewriter keys had to push levers that had to go up and not hit each other. But the design stuck, and today we're still here reaching side to side, back and forth like this. It's not easy on our hands. Programmable keyboards can record keystrokes and play them back, and these are called macros. So how many times do you find yourself pressing the same keys over and over again? Tab, 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 tab. Ugh. Just to enter information or move around a program. Make those tasks one key press. Save your fingers. There are free programs that can do this, like AutoHotkey, but having them on the keyboard just makes it faster, and it always works with whatever keyboard or whatever computer you're using. Did you know that you can switch forward through tabs in most browsers by pressing Control Tab, and that you can switch backwards by adding Shift? Altogether, those are pretty hard, but if you had something programmable, one key press could press Shift, Control, and Tab at once. And you'll find that once you can move keys around, those weird keystrokes that move you around programs like Excel can be a lot more useful when you don't need 3 hands to press Control, Shift, page down, and then, other stuff. Back to ergonomics. There are great ergonomic keyboards out. This is one of them. This is a Microsoft Natural 4000. It takes some getting used to, but it is worth it. The problem is that we're moving things around for our wrists and our forearms to make this more comfortable and more straight, but our fingers are still stretching for keys, and we're still going side to side, and we're just throwing buttons at the problem. There are more buttons up at the top that help us to do things a little bit faster, but we're still just, it's not an elegant solution. Also, these are not programmable. when you get into custom programmable keyboards, the world opens up. Ergonomics, split keyboards, grid layouts. The idea that you can have the keys straight up and down is much easier on your fingers, or splitting them like this where you have more of an angle. And something like this, it's nice and small, also means that your mouse is right here rather than right out of camera. It just makes everything faster. These smaller keyboards reduce the reach that you need to take. This is called, well, it increases the certainty of each key press because they're so close. Every key is right next to every other key. It's where your fingers lie. But where are all the other keys? Since it's programmable, holding one key changes what the other keys do. This is called layering or chording. All the keys of a full-size keyboard, this one right here, are right under your fingertips in a size that lets you reclaim your desktop. This is the same thing, basically, but it's my own design that adjusts for your finger length differences and sets the keys at optimal angles for your fingers and thumbs. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. These are probably expensive. Yeah, they do cost a lot of money compared to this piece of junk. They are better and they are more expensive, but they better be expensive. This is cheapest bidder. Ugh. Just ask yourself how many hours you spend in front of this and how much time a real programmable keyboard could give you back. You have choices when it comes to keyboards, so consider your options.